Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Someday with Jay Barsky. This episode's guest is comedian and internet sensation, Bert Cornelius. Bert is probably one of my most closest friends that I've had on this podcast and has been making viral content as of last year that has really boosted his popularity. You'll hear us talk about some of his strategies in him making his content, how he started out in comedy, and much more. So with that being said, I hope you enjoy our Someday with Bert Cornelius. Bert Cornelius, aka Mr. Show.
Yes,
What's
sir.
up, man? How you doing?
What's good with you, brother? How are you today, man?
I'm happy to have you here. I've been wanting to get you on here for a while too, and I would say since you're blowing up more and more, I was like, let me hurry up and get him now.
Yeah.
Before you become so big, you're like,
Get me while I'm cheap. That's what Chris used to say. Get me while I'm cheap. Oh, man.
Yeah. But I'm glad that you're here. But I also wanted to get you on early because I know you have, I guess, a tour coming up or a show.
Yeah, we're putting it together. These are the first legs. So, with that, it comes to, confirming and making sure everything is on the up and up. But right now, we've got 3 cities confirmed. We've got Orlando, we've got Dallas, and we've got Boca. It's called a Catch Me Bitch tour. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, I have this phrase I use, and I go, "Catch me, bitch!" And it became popular, and it's so funny because I'll probably get a chance to get into it later, but all of my phrases have some type of meaning that comes from behind it. So Catch Me Bitch is the name of the tour. Of course, if you come to see that, you know what type of comedy I'm going to be doing. It's going to be a little vulgar because I'm saying catch me bitch, but for the most part, I got laughs for everybody. And, we're putting that together. And it's always on my page at Barsky Comedy. That's where you can find me anywhere on social media. And that's where you'll be able to see the dates and when I'll be there.
My favorite is what paya.
Everybody likes that one, man. And that's a funny story as well. And that comes from payao comes from my mom.
Mm-hmm.
My mom could throw a shoe like nobody's business. I mean, like John Elway spiral missile, she could throw a shoe. And when she would throw it, if it hit us, she'd go, "Payao, gotcha." And the whop, that's a thing between me and my wife. I can't really go into detail about that, but when we were younger, I would use that phrase to her, and one day I said I wanted to do something that set me apart from the other voiceover guys, but they all had their own little catchphrase, so I said, I need something. And I said, let me try it. So, I seen the cat hitting something and I was like, whop, pow, and I put it out. And then all of a sudden, everyone's just, whop, pow. And everybody spells it wrong.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Everybody attempts to do it. And that's what's so cool to me, man. You have no idea how crazy this has been. It's a blessing to finally get noticed, but it comes at you full throttle. And it's a blessing. I'm just happy to be here for it.
My favorite is also Junior in the family.
Junior in the family, yeah, a lot. Oh, you have no idea how often people in my inbox, "Where's Booty Hole?" Because they don't call him. His name is Junior, but his catchphrase is Booty Hole. Yeah. And that comes from my son. And I couldn't say what my son used to actually say because at the time, Instagram was just dinging me for everything. My rise was very tough, growing with the social media account because Instagram would ding me for everything. So that's why I consider myself PG for the most part. There's some cuss words I discovered Instagram will let you get away with, and there's some that won't. My son was younger. He would say this word just randomly, but I couldn't say that. So I was like, damn, what could the monkey say that would get attention and still be just like how my son, and I just said booty hole. I was like, let me try booty hole.
Yeah.
And booty hole. And then I came up with the song with something on your body that's not your nose. It's a booty hole.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be something where people like, oh, that's corny and blah, blah, blah. But I try to step out of the box because if we're all doing the same thing, what makes me different? So you have no idea how many people are sharing going, booty hole.
Oh,
I get people inboxing me, "Where's Booty Hole?" And they don't understand as far as content goes. That family of monkeys, I call them Junior in the fam. There's another voiceover creator that calls them something else. There's another that calls them something else, because they all come from one particular source.
Yeah.
So when the content is released, you got to be able to pick the content that matches what you're narrating.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why sometimes Junior takes a while for me to put out videos, but he's one of my favorites too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, that the ones you sing to, that you add.
Yeah.
So you add like, you know, because I've seen you perform and like sing. Usually open up with your, you know, singing. So you show your extra talent, not just comedy, but like.
That's actually how I started out. A lot of people don't know that. First, my family. I come from a family of singers, Cornelius Brothers and Sister Rose. If you ever watched Black Klansman and the bar fighting scene, the song that's playing, that's my family. They got nominated for an Oscar for that. Beginning of Anchorman, they're playing Too Late to Turn Back Now. That's them as well. So I come from a background of singers. My father was an R&B singer. He was part of the group as well, and then he did his solo thing.
Okay.
And as a kid, you know, I aspired to do that as well. Like I wanted to sing. And when she met me, I was singing. I was in like my third singing group at the age of 16. And I had auditions with record labels. Nothing ever came through. And I was singing up until, I want to say, when my son was born. I got 4 kids. My daughter's the oldest, and I got 2 daughters. My oldest is Bree, and my second oldest is Rashawn. When Rashawn was born, I kind of pulled away from doing the singing because it wasn't panning out for me. I mean, I can tell you a story where I went as far as I was this close to meeting Timbaland, but I left my demo in Timbaland's tour bus because Timbaland pulls up to the Best Buy. I was working at Best Buy. I met a lot of celebrities there. I mean, Shakira, Brandy, Missy, a lot of, dude.
What Best Buy is this?
Best Buy Aventura. I met Shakira when she was literally coming here, living with Gloria Estefan.
What?
Because Gloria Estefan and her husband were major. The husband was major Best Buy. So they would come in on the weekends. And Gloria Estefan, this is a true story. Gloria Estefan is there, and she's, you know, Gloria Estefan. And we're like, oh my God, it's Gloria Estefan, da-da-da. And she's introducing us to this girl. She's like, hey, I have my protege. She's here. She's going to be making an English album soon.
Oh, wow.
She's big over in Latin countries, but, you know, we have her here and we're working with her. And it's Shakira. At this time, she's not blonde hair.
She's like redhead or
she's
something.
redhead like a brunette.
1
minute, Shakira is standing next to her and she's, you know, shaking everybody's hands, but everybody's into, that's Gloria Estefan. I mean, we're in Aventura. This is the land of the Cubans. So everybody's going nuts over Gloria Estefan. But she's trying to get us to pay attention to Shakira. And she's like, oh, she's going to be big. She's going to be major. We're like, lady, we don't give a damn. You're Gloria Estefan. 2 minutes later, Shakira disappears. Like an Amber Alert, like, where's Shakira? Shakira, can you come to the front? Can you come to the front? Nobody knows who this woman is. Except the people that are from other countries that know who she is. So we eventually find her in the back of the audio department playing on a PlayStation that we had hooked up. But she was kind, cordial. And at this Best Buy, I also happened to, Timbaland pulls up his bus to get fitted. I mean, for music and all this.
Oh, wow.
And during the fitting of Timbaland's bus, the driver goes, hey, this is Timbaland bus, so make sure. Nobody believes him. Nobody believes him. So they're fitting the bus up, and I just happen to go on the bus and look, and I literally see a picture of him, Genuine, and Aaliyah on his bed frame. It's the same picture they had on MTV Cribs when he showed Cribs the bus, so I know it's his bus. So I put my demo all in his drawer, like I opened the drawer, demo. I dropped like 3 of them. Then there was a meeting with the vice president of No Limit Records that happened to me at this same Best Buy.
Oh, wow.
Nothing. And I could sing. I'm talented. At the time, I had the look. You know, the kids hadn't put weight on me yet. But I had the look. But nothing happened. So I started to get into this depression about music and say, well, is this really meant for me? You know, is this my destiny? Am I following my dad? Am I doing what my dad wants me to do? So flash forward some years and I totally turned my back on the music industry.
Oh, wow.
No more auditions, no more singing, nothing. After that moment, I quit cold turkey because I said, if I'm this close to these celebrities, I've sung in front of Brandy, I've sung in front of Master P's cousin, I've sung in front of Shakira, I made sure I found a way to sing in front of all these people.
Yeah.
And nothing happened.
Mm.
It wasn't my destiny. Lil Bow Wow. I met Lil Bow Wow. Like all these people are coming in this Best Buy.
Yeah.
And I can't
wow.
get nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's not my destiny. So flash forward to about 2010, maybe 2009. I've been doing it 11. It'll be 12 years this year. So do the math on your own because I'm not good at that.
Mm-hmm.
My wife tells me, hey, there's going to be a sketch comedy show. And they're looking for actors. You used to act, so why don't you come on? I was like, nah, I don't want to. And I got to work. And she kind of put her foot down on me. She's like, just come because I'm going. You're going to get a part. I didn't know that she was one of the deciding people that were, given the parts. And I get there and it's like, we want you to be in.
Yeah.
And, it was a little bit of nepotism, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But I get in and the main reason they wanted me in because I was doing this impersonation of Barack Obama.
Uh-huh.
That is how I got into stand-up. And it stuck and they liked it. So they would find a way to put me in the skit doing Obama as much as they could.
Mm-hmm.
I did other impersonations. They just never asked me.
Yeah.
It was like, do Obama. So here, a 250-something pound black man is doing Barack Obama like twice a week at the sketch comedy show. One day, my wife tells me, you're going to be a stand-up comedian. You're going to cover for somebody and you're going to be a comedian. I said, no, the hell I'm not. I've never done stand-up. Oh, don't worry, you're funny.
Yeah.
Right? She tells the people, my husband's funny. If you need another comedian, get him.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I've never done stand-up.
Yeah.
Have you been on stage? Yeah, I've been on stage. Are you funny? Yes, I'm funny. Okay, you're a comedian.
Yeah.
What? Clyde Gordon was running late we used to have intermission. We'd have comedians come perform for intermission during the sketch comedy show. Clyde Gordon was running late and they didn't have anybody else to go up. Nobody else wanted to go up. We had Plus Pierre. He was a working comedian at the time. He was already 5-6 years deep. We had Raul. Raul's last name was Salazar, I believe. He was on this team as well. He was a comedian, worked mostly, I don't know if you know Manny, but him and Manny used to have a room together.
Oh.
So they were kind of like my early mentors. Pam Bruno was also kind of a part of the cast,
wow.
the cast as well. So you've got all these comedians that are there and nobody wanted to go up at that moment. So my wife kind of nudged me in front of the producer. She's like, my husband's funny. What? And I go up there and I do 10 minutes. And I know it was 10 minutes because they kept waving lights in front of me at the time. I had no idea what the hell. I'm like, do they want an encore? Because I don't know why. I was supposed to do 5 minutes and I seen the light. I'm like, why do they waving? I didn't know because it was my first time.
Yeah.
And I got off stage and I remember a comedian came up there and said, man, good set. Slow motion. He comes up, he goes, good set, man, good set. I was like, thank you. He's like, how long you been doing comedy? I was like, yeah, that was my first time. He was like, you was up there for like 10, 12 minutes.
Oh, wow.
I was like, really? Damn, that's cool. I didn't know. And from that moment, man, I tell people all the time, I'm so grateful and thankful because it took my wife to see, all right, maybe you're not the next Luther Vandross, but you've got something.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before these voiceovers started happening.
It was last year.
Okay. Like what kind of inspired you to really start finding this as is it your niche or?
I guess I can say now it is.
Yeah.
Because one thing about me, I don't like to be in one box. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
I want to be, I'm not going to do something that's out of my scope, so to speak.
Right.
But I like to be creative and I don't like to be considered, like in comedy, when people say, oh, he's an urban comic. I'm not just an urban comic.
Right.
Truth be told, there's something I say about myself that people, they like to laugh about, but it's the God honest truth. I've been told that I'm too black for the non-urban rooms and I'm too not black for the urban rooms. So where do I fit? You know what I mean? Like, if I can go to your granny's birthday party and I can kill there and then follow up and go to a church and kill there and then go to the improv and kill there, that means that I'm good at my craft.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time for me to realize, because my wife will tell you, I'm one of those people that will get off a stage and I'll critique myself even if I see people dying and they're laughing, and I'll go to her and I'll ask, how did they take it? And she'll look at me crazy shit and go, what you mean? They were dying.
Yeah.
But I'm like, how did they take it? So one day, me and Pookie are on the phone, and we're plotting the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I had literally was on my way to Atlanta, and Pookie tells me, like, bro, why don't you do voiceovers? If you look at my Facebook page, because I leave that up for research, so one day when I make it bigger,
Yeah.
people can go back and see that it wasn't just I didn't plant myself.
Yeah.
I was working hard. I tried
Yeah.
everything. I tried the stand-up videos. I tried the reaction videos. I tried the roast videos. I tried everything. All I wanted was 10,000 followers to solidify that I'm someone respected in my craft. I said, give me 10,000, everything else will work out.
Yeah.
I go to Atlanta for Keenan Presents. And at the time, I was like one of the only comedians down here doing that. So I go to Atlanta for Keenan Presents, drive up there. I do the show. The show was good, but unfortunately, I didn't get invited back. But when I get back to the hotel room, I do the voiceover and I put it on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't pay any attention.
Mm-hmm.
I get in the car with my wife. My phone is just buzzing. My very first voiceover is me doing a voiceover for Jane Goodall and her releasing a monkey.
Okay.
And the monkey is acting as if though he's got out of prison, which is risque for a black man to be doing that. It's risky but I said, it's comedy. I didn't really know the ins and outs. So the very first thing is, go on, open the cage. Let me get out of here. I'm free, bitch.
Yeah.
My phone is going wacky.
Mm-hmm.
Because my shit is quiet up until I went viral. My shit is quiet. Like maybe my kids don't call me that much.
Yeah.
So my phone was going out of control. At first, I'm like, "Hey, is your phone doing this?"
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "No." I said, "Why does my phone keep buzzing?
Yeah.
My Instagram is going off."
Oh, wow.
I open it. I'm at 789,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at her. I'm like, "Oh shit, I can quit my job. I can quit. I can quit because I'm about to hit 1 million." So my first voiceover, it did 2 million on Facebook and it did 1 million on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So I got 3 million views. You can't tell me shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what if I do some more?
Mm-hmm.
Then I start doing more. And then all of a sudden, the followers start growing.
Mm-hmm.
Now people are tagging me in things. People are comparing me to things.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say maybe 3 months ago, I hit, not even 3 months, maybe 2 months ago, I hit 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
When that happened, I said, damn, I might be pretty good at this.
Yeah.
And I have daily content, from people like yourself that send me things, from other people that send me things. I get personal videos. Like people want me to do voiceovers, and it's so funny. Like this one guy recorded himself in the yard playing with his dog, and he wanted me to do the voiceover, him and his dog.
Okay.
And I was like, why can't you just talk and I'll do the dog? But there's some things I got to tell people that if it doesn't make sense with whatever I'm conveyed, then I can't do it. Some videos you really can't pull much out of. I'm a storyteller naturally. So I try to tell a story, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Every single one of my reels tells a story.
Yeah.
I throw pop culture in there. Sometimes I put up one today where it's Ray and Claude from Life. If you ever watched that movie.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have one where some of the characters are the characters from the Facts of Life. Or, I've used Al Bundy references. I use pop culture in mine because I noticed that separates me from the other voiceover people.
Yeah.
The important part is you have to be you, because in a world of people going skibbity pap, you know what I mean? Like Tony Baker's already solidified who he is. That's not going to help me. You come on my damn post talking about skibbity pap, you're going to think I'm Tony Baker Jr. So what can I do that's different, that's my own thing, and still make it my niche?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how it happened.
Well, I thought it was cool that you're getting, like, I don't know what's it called. I'm not good with lingo. Snoop Dogg posted your stuff. And, like, a lot of celebrities like
I've had a lot.
it.
It's so crazy. Sherry Shepherd, Snoop Dogg, D. Ray Davis, Donnie McClurkin, a whole lot.
I like Bill Bellamy.
Bellamy.
That was a big one for
I'm
me.
missing Bill Bellamy. I know I'm missing a few. I've had, it's out of the country. Like, dude, I've got there's some lady, she's like a Bollywood actress. She's got like 10 million followers.
I gotta say, I know Bollywood.
Yeah, she shared it. I can't remember her name to save my
Okay.
life, but I wake up one morning and I got a bunch of followers. I guess they're from her area. They know who she were.
Oh, wow.
They're like, so-and-so shared your stuff. And I'm like, who's this? And I go and look. And unfortunately, I don't know who it is.
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
like, damn, that's awesome.
I probably know.
Someone did like a commercial for Instagram where they played the person, they're going into a jewelry shop and they're looking at diamonds. But it's my voice making my way downtown, walking fast. And I'm like, damn, like, how big is this?
Yeah.
And it's in Japanese, and it's a commercial. I know it's a commercial because at the end, they have the little advertising thing that they put across.
Oh.
So I go to the page, I inbox them, I'm like, hey, that's my voice.
Yeah,
Can you,
yeah.
like, I know it's Vanessa Carlton's song, but shit, can I get something?
Yeah, pay me.
Yeah, pay me. So, and it's funny about that. It's funny about that one thing that with the horse that hits the guy and he goes into the garbage can. I did that. My wife told me, she goes, you're going to make that song popular again.
Oh.
I said, shut the hell up.
Yeah, yeah.
So I started watching it. When I first did the damn thing, it wasn't even charting on Apple Music. I want to say maybe a month ago, I look on Apple Music, she's charting again.
Oh, wow.
More commercials are coming out with the song again.
Oh, wow.
Do you know how many views I had on that? For me, I had 30 million.
Yeah, yeah, that was a bit popular.
There's other people that shared it. That same lady, she had 10 million. You know, there's other people that 5 million, 6 million.
Yeah.
In total, that particular video, I guess, had to have hit over 100 million by now. You know, and it's an amazing feeling. I would like to get paid from it, but it's an amazing feeling still that people, little kids are playing in Russia and, you know, doing the little motions. And it's cool, man. It's a great feeling.
Well, that's awesome. I'm happy that, especially with like all this success you're happening now. I was like, man, I'm sure like up there, Chris Priester is like smiling.
Yeah, I tell people, man, because there's two mentors. There's two people in my life I've called my mentor. The first is a gentleman by the name of Benjamin Slim Hollis. When I was 15 years old, I met his son. His son is like a brother to me. We've been best friends. He's going to marry. He's going to perform my daughter's wedding. He's going to be the priest that's marrying my daughter in October. And his father was my mentor. Was like a mentor to me. And he taught me, you know, business sense and taught me how to be a man, stand up for a man. He was the first example of a man, because my parents were never married. So he was the first example of a husband I seen taking care of a family, doing all this. I got a lot of that from him. I got married when I was 21. You know, I'm a kid. I don't know anything about being a husband, but everything that I learned from him and the advice that he gave me, it followed me and helped me make great decisions.
Yeah.
And then Chris. And it's ironic because they're both the same height. And I call Chris a mentor because even though I was in comedy longer, I learned the business from Chris. I was doing, my average price for performing was $50 to $75. And I told Chris one day, he said, how much time you doing? I said, well, they hired me for an hour. He got quiet. He said, you're going to do an hour of comedy for $75? I was like, yeah, I do it all the time. Because, you know, the church shows, they want you there a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And this isn't crowd work. This is my set that I'm just charging $75 for. Chris looks back at me. He goes, Bert, you know how much I get paid for an hour? I said, how much? Anywhere between $300 to $500, and you're just as funny as me. And I go, and they're paying it?
Yeah.
He said, they'll pay it if you tell them that's what you're worth.
Yeah.
I learned the business from Chris. All I knew was get on stage, perform, make them laugh.
Yeah.
But I learned the ins and outs. So I call him my mentor as well. And the funny thing about them is that they're both 6'3", and they both love Chuck Taylors. So I tell people all the time, I got two 6'3" angels when Chuck Taylor's vouching for me up there, and that's why this has been coming.
You've always been known to me like, you know, a cool, laid back guy. So I don't know if you're like, you get too stressed out. So like something I always ask people on here is like, what do you do to relieve stress?
When I get stressed, I keep it. I'm the oldest of 5 siblings. I got 1 sister and 3 brothers. All right. So I'm the oldest. And I've always been accustomed to just putting my feelings to the side. I'm a husband. I'm a father of 4. I've been accustomed to just soldier through. My grandmother raised me. My grandmother taught me soldier through. But being with my wife, it taught me that sometimes you got to speak. You got to have somebody to speak to.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I have nobody to speak to, I'll get in the car and I'll just bounce it off. And I know it sounds crazy, but I've had to adapt to this, because before I was just like, whatever, I'll get over it. And I've worked retail. I worked in retail for 12 years. I worked HR for 15 years. Like I know stress.
Yeah.
I know stress, but I've learned that holding on to it does nothing. And you just have to believe it'll be all right.
Yeah.
And I look for the positivity in everything.
But do you have any like special routines, rituals that you follow throughout your day or your week?
When it comes to writing, I try to stay away. I try to steer more towards my personal life, because it's my life. I've lived it, and I'm always going to be so animated about it, because these are things that I've experienced, and I give my best delivery off of my personal experiences than pop culture. So I try to write more jokes on my personal experience. I've been doing comedy for almost 12 years, and you have yet to hear my whole life story.
Mm.
I tell a joke about my name being Bertram,
Mm-hmm.
which in the middle of a hood, I went to an all-black elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, we had one half white girl. And every year during the little census thing, we could point to her and say, Francis is still here because it's got the half. So my name is Bertram. Me and Francis were technically the only white people in school.
Yeah.
I don't have an ounce of Caucasian in me, but my name's Bertram. So they just kind of threw that on me as a joke. Yeah. So when I tell that joke, these are experiences that I went through because people used to clown me. And I'm a third generation Bertram out of my family. Mm-hmm. My dad's Bertram. He's senior. And then I have an uncle named Bertram that my grandmother named my dad after. So Bertram's been around for a while.
Yeah.
So when I tell that Bertram joke, that's my experience of what I go through it. And then my middle name, where people hear my middle name, it's like, what's the story behind that? I have yet to tell all of my stories. So I feel like I have enough of my life to build material.
Yeah.
But as a comedian, you have to give your opinion on things like Trump and things like the Democrats and things like Puffy and all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. The toughest thing is for you to be on top of some other comedian that's already got a joke for it and it's already hit the airwaves.
Yeah.
So I constantly write. I come up with things and I work it out. I would love to go to open mics, but to be honest with you, in most cases, I don't frequent a lot of open mics where I can actually work on the material. Mm-hmm. Because if it's a full crowd there, I'm not here to bomb. I can't take no chances. Mm-hmm. So, I'm going to have to tell my jokes I know that's going to hit, and then possibly I can work in this new joke when I'm killing at another set that's a little bit longer time. Yeah. So that's really my process, honestly. Yeah. I can't think of anything else. I mean, I have a normal life. I go to the gym as much as I can. I'm a father, so I have to be there for my kids and raise my kids as well. But I always make time to write out my thoughts. I keep my little iPhone on me. I'll be driving. I'll just say a joke and I'll bounce it off people. And I like to bounce it off regular people. Mm-hmm. I like to bounce it off people and what I mean by regular, they're not comedians. I want to bounce it off somebody that's going to tell me, I'm not spending $5 to come hear you say this. I'm not spending $10 to hear you say this. I'll send it to somebody I know. I'll send it to my mother-in-law. Mom, you think this funny? It's okay. Try something different. She Haitian. Yeah, it's funny, but I don't know how you say that. Like, I send it to somebody that's going to be real with me. I'll send it to her. So, yeah.
Well, how about with your voiceovers? Like, how much time throughout the day? I mean, that's kind of like...
If I tell people, you know what, I'll be bragging. But God, honestly, once I see the video, I already have the scenario in my head. Like, there's a video with a cat. He's got a fish in his mouth and the bird comes and takes the fish away from the bird. Okay. To some people, that's a cat with a fish and a bird. Yeah. But to me, it's, okay, well, the cat must owe him some money. Uh-huh. So let me just kind of sound hesitant to tell him where he got this fish from. Okay. And this bird is going to be prying because he's like, hey, motherfucker, you owe me some money. Like, that's how I set that up. And then I create the dialogue and then I just record it. And again, if it's funny, I send it to people that's going to tell me the truth. My kids are just like their mom. My kids will come up and say, Dad, that's not funny. I'm like, Dad,
okay, that's good feedback.
Yeah, I get, family, friends, I'll shoot it to somebody. I'm not afraid of criticism. I get criticized in a comedy, you're gonna get criticized all the time.
Yeah.
So the criticism is important because it helps you build and grow, and you're able to do it again another time and get better. So yeah, that's my process pretty much.
I was curious about that because, like, the one that really got to me was the Junior family one. I think it was like the dad was singing "Sexual Healing" by Barb, and like how he like approached the mom. I don't know if you remember.
That's how I approach my wife.
When I saw that the first time, I was like, "Yo, that's probably like exactly what they're saying."
That's because if you look at him, his eyebrows go up.
Yeah.
So I watched the video. And
it's perfect.
Thank you. When I watched the video, I look at the video and what it looks like to me. The blessing of being a comedian, you're able to pull so many different scenarios for that scene.
Yeah.
And you just put it out there. And one thing I always make sure to do, that very last statement of that video, it's going to be some type of catchphrase or punchline that's going to make you think about it the whole day.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I put it together.
So do you have any practices that help motivate you that you can recommend for our viewers?
Truth be told, I am so determined. I've had so many things that didn't work out my way. And I've been doing this for so long. It's like, I can't quit.
Yeah.
One thing about me, when I start something, I see it all the way through. I met my wife when I was 15. I'm 45 now. When I start something, I see it all the way through. That's just the type of person I am. And I know the one thing that keeps me in the game is knowing that I'm talented.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm talented.
Mm-hmm.
I just need the right person to see me.
Right.
That's what I always told myself. I just have to stay steadfast and stay motivated. There's a HR poster that they put in every single office. And I noticed I worked in HR for a while. And on the poster, there's a guy digging with a pike axe. And he's going to the end.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to dig. And he stops, he turns around. You got the one guy that turned around and the goal was right here.
Mm-hmm.
And you got the other guy that's digging and the goal is further.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want, the gist of the poster is to not be the guy that stopped digging.
Yeah.
That other guy on below, he's gonna get there.
Yeah.
Because he's digging, but that other guy, he's walking away.
Yeah.
I would not want to be almost there.
Yeah.
And luckily, I'm in a business where I can be 75 years old. I probably can't do voiceovers in my 70s, but I can be 75 years old. I could be a stand-up comic. George Wallace is knocking on Jesus' door. That man has been around since Pryor was young. He was in comedy before Pryor.
Yeah.
If he can do that, why can't I?
Yeah.
Especially with something I love. I'm essentially standing in front of people talking about my life and getting paid for it.
Yeah.
Only so many people can dream to do that and be successful. Why not keep going?
Yeah. Yeah. Are you working on anything that our viewers should watch out for?
Absolutely. Catch me, bitch! Comedy tour. Coming to a city near you. As I mentioned earlier, we've already got Dallas locked in. We got Orlando locked in. And we've got Boca Black Box locked in.
Okay, that's nice.
We are putting more dates and more cities on there. And of course, we've got Fort Lauderdale. I've got a few stops in Fort Lauderdale I have to do in March. That'll be on there as well. The 22nd, I'm with Natalie Tyler on February 22nd. I'm in Hollywood, California. Hollywood, Florida, with Gamma, with Plus, Ridiculous, Shea Butter, JP. We're doing a show down there we're at Lux in Hollywood, the Haitian restaurant. It's an amazing restaurant. It's me, Shay, me, Shay, Pookie, Gamma, Ridiculous, and JP. We're going to kill that. That's going to be hilarious. And then I got more dates that are coming. Just hang tight because I put them on my page when I post them. And, I'm all about what I think about when I book these shows. I think about a few things. I think about chemistry of the comedians. I make sure that I book comedians that, are going to gel together with each other. Also, I work with people that rock with me. And if you've ever rocked with me, I'm going to do my best, but I'm going to give you these opportunities. I owe you one as well because you've always rocked with me. No, I owe you, Jay. I got you. And if it hasn't came, I want you to understand that it's nothing personal.
Yeah.
It's just how I look at things. I look at the full scope of what I'm booking, who's booking there, and who's going to be working with me and so forth. But we've got some more dates coming. My special, we're just wrapping up editing. I got to go do the photo shoot for the cover of it. But my special is pretty much all wrapped and edited.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was able to shoot that. And that was an amazing experience because, again, before Priester, I didn't even know I could shoot a special. I didn't know. Like, literally, I didn't know. When I started hanging with Chris more often than other, he tells me, "Where's your special?" I go, "What do you mean?" He's like, your comedy special. You've been doing comedy 5-6 years. You don't have a special?
Yeah.
No. Because I didn't know. I thought someone had to sign me. I thought I thought it was like TV.
Yeah.
He was like,
Netflix deal.
When I told him that shit, he got quiet. He said, "Go get a cameraman and tell him to show up at the goddamn comedy show. Yo, over-exaggerate ass."
You do a good impersonation of it.
I talk to this man every day.
Bert, do you have any final thoughts you want to leave with our viewers?
Like I said before, if I want to touch someone's soul, okay? Put your pants up. I said soul. If you feel that you're struggling, if you feel like you're not making a way, if you feel that you've been doing something for so effing long and it's not breaking through, I just want to tell you, go to my page, go to the bottom of my page and look at everything I did to get to this point. I'm not where I want to be now, but I'm a lot better than I was last year and a lot better than where I was the year before that. I've had the pleasure of my work being shown to people that I didn't even think would even look.
Yeah.
And I'm discussing opportunities. All you have to do is keep trying. It might not go the way you want it to go. Try, be flexible, and just give it your best efforts. And if you can do all of that and still feel comfortable with quitting afterwards, then you've done all you can do. That's it. Follow me at Bert C Comedy. Instagram, we're at 255. I'm sorry, Facebook, we're at 255. Instagram, we're at 174, I believe, right now. And we're just going to keep growing and coming to a city near you to Catch Me Bitch tour. And just thank you all for being supportive. And I appreciate you, Jay.
Oh, my pleasure. And yeah, after you mentioned all that, that's pretty much one of the reasons why I wanted to get you on here is just like to share your story.
Absolutely.
Show people like it can happen. Like,
absolutely.
You just got to keep on.
You got to keep on doing. You're looking at a young father. My first child was born when I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
I graduated high school, but I was the oldest of 5 siblings, so I had to do a lot of things. I didn't have a childhood. I did not have a childhood. I had to grow up early. And my defense mechanism always was making people laugh. And the fact that I can do this now as an adult means the world to me.
And you're a good guy, too. It's well-deserved. Like,
thank you.
Yeah, like if anyone that deserves this amount of success, it's definitely you.
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. It truly does.
Yeah, but Bert, a.k.a. Mr. Show, I appreciate you joining me on Someday with Jay Barsky, and best of luck on everything.
You too, my brother.
Thanks for listening to our episode with Bert Cornielius. Follow him on all his socials, which you may find in the episode notes. I hope you enjoyed our episode. Please rate and comment on the podcast to help make it grow. If you wish to follow me, all my socials are at I am Jay Barsky. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you soon.